what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
AI. Absolute Ignorance. With John Reep.
The podcast that takes a hilarious and lighthearted look at the ever-evolving world of artificial intelligence and its hilarious implications on stand-up comedy. And I'll be your guide through this wild, unpredictable, and often downright ridiculous journey. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why on earth would someone want to mix AI and comedy? Well, my friends, that's where the fun begins. You see, as technology advances and robots start taking over the world, us comedians are left with one big question. Can a computer really make you laugh? We'll explore it all. And trust me, the results are as unpredictable as a squirrel on roller skates. But it's not just about AI, folks. All right, we'll also be discussing the quirks of current events because, let's face it, the world is a crazy place. From the latest news headlines to viral trends and internet absurdities, we'll dissect it all with a healthy dose of humor and a healthy dose of absolute ignorance. Okay. Well, I did not write one word of that. This is going to be called John Reep, AI, Absolute Ignorance with John Reep. But I didn't write any of that. All I did was go to Chat GPT and type in, I'll tell you exactly what I told it to say. I said, write an introduction for a comedy podcast where the host, John Reep, talks about current events, artificial intelligence, and its implications on stand-up comedy. The podcast will be called AI, Absolute Ignorance with John Reep. And it wrote that whole thing. Not too off the mark, because we're not going to have, comedian guests on here. But I'm not alone. I've got the Alan Jackson joining me. Say hey, Alan.
Hi, Alan.
That's right. And one of my favorite Gen Zs. Is it Gen Z?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, Coble is up in here. And he knows a lot about the AI world, right?
I do.
You're getting ready to... didn't you just tell me before we went live? Well, we're not live, by the way, before we recorded this. That you're going to be doing a new job in AI, possibly?
Yeah, I'm going to study AI and machine learning algorithms later this year and hopefully have a job in it next year.
All right. So how old are you?
I am 18, ripe young age.
18 years old, and I am 51. So we're hoping that, with our experiences, him in the new, me with the old, we'll somehow meet in the middle and figure this crazy world out. But yeah, we're not going to have guests. It's just going to be us talking about whatever. But I feel like artificial intelligence, that is me. Mm-hmm. I am artificial intelligence. I have a Bachelor of Arts degree from a state college. That's not real intelligence.
Right.
It's like a GED or anybody who graduated during COVID. Those people have AI. Right. And so I find it... sometimes I find AI stupid and insulting, and also remarkably accurate sometimes, and I'm very impressed with it sometimes. So that's what this is going to be, just us hanging out, something different. If you're listening to this, I'm guessing it's probably because maybe you know who I am. This is the first episode. But for those of you who don't know who I am, I do stand-up comedy. I also do some other podcasts. I'm an actor. But I'm just really, really into this kind of stuff. Yeah. And that's what we're going to focus on in this first episode. And it's going to be sort of, free-flowing, just whatever. You guys are going to throw topics at me, and we'll just get into it,
Yeah.
Right?
We got a couple of topics to throw at you. I want to hear you guys take on a few things and see what's going on in the world, especially in the tech world. Look, you're giving me a chance to kind of geek out a little bit here, John. So I'm all for that. And Coble, I'm sure you have no problem.
Oh, so excited.
Doing the geek as well.
Well, let me ask this off the bat, because AI, I'm 51 years old. Yeah. Alan, you're 51.
I am 51 as
18.
I am not 51.
I am familiar with AI because there was a movie called AI, Steven Spielberg. Mm-hmm. It was starring Haley Joel Osment.
Right.
And it came out in the early 2000s.
maybe late 1990s, early 2000s, somewhere in there.
Even that.
Yeah, hold on.
So we have been familiar with the term AI, artificial intelligence, for a very long time.
2001.
2001, yeah, exactly. And I liked the movie. A lot of people, I think they thought it was going to be more action-packed, but it's really a love story. It's about Haley Joel Osment plays the robot that is the first one that learns how to love, and what all that entails, and it's kind of a good story. I liked it.
So, Coble, had you ever seen that movie?
No, I haven't. I'm interested to know how you felt after watching that movie. Were you nervous? Did it make you like?
I was excited for the future. I've always liked futuristic science fiction kind of things. Like, I'm still mad we don't have flying cars. I mean, I know we do have drones.
Or the Marty McFly hoverboard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I was looking forward to it. It's 2023 and we still, we can't even agree with what the truth is.
Oh, yeah.
That's the biggest problem, I think, with AI is going to be people just agreeing on what the definition of a word is and what the truth is.
It's going to be even harder now.
It's like the Tower of Babylon or whatever.
Right.
So that's the bad side of it, but I was always wanting the flying cars like the Jetsons. I always wanted the hovercraft. I always wanted, even in Star Wars, when Luke lost his hand, they gave him the bionic hand, and it worked like it was like a glove.
Yeah.
Except like a real hand. So I've always been into this kind of stuff, but I think you'll like AI. I mean, you're into it. Mm-hmm. So I think you should. That should be like, for the next episode, Coble, you have to watch AI the movie.
Okay.
And then I will have to watch something that you think I haven't seen that I should see.
Okay, that's doable.
I think that's good.
So just on a side note, John, you mentioned about flying cars. So this is actually, I did not plan on us talking about this, but you bring it up. So just this past week, a flying car prototype just got a certificate from the FAA to say it is airworthiness.
I saw that.
Oh.
So this is starting to happen.
It's a drone, pretty much.
It's like a giant drone with room for somebody to
sit in
it.
it.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, if we can, with the whole Build Back Better and the infrastructure bill and all these electronic cars that are going to be coming out, and new gas stations that'll have places to charge up.
Right.
I think we should start looking into building buildings that have roofs that are for helicopter, like these kind. That's basically a helicopter. It's just, instead of one big propeller, it's got four propellers.
Like a parking garage for flying cars.
Yes.
Is what you're talking about.
Right. So you can land on it, and it'll take your car, go underground.
There you go.
And then move it to another space.
Like a spy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it. So
is the idea that we'd start using our rooftops as like
that's where you land.
That's
where you
land.
Right. Your driveway, your carport, your garage will be on top of your house.
Okay.
Imagine flying to school.
Yeah.
Imagine you have the richest parents in school, and they buy you the new flying car, and you show up, you just land in the baseball field.
The first person to do it at the high school, that I'm envious, but also feel bad for him because he's going to get a lot of shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But there will be some people who are very impressed. But yeah, well, that's not. It's supposed to make the noise like the Jetsons.
Yeah, it has to be like the Jetsons.
That just to me looks like a guy who sat on top of a drone like a horse and said, "Let's go."
It looks like a doll from just like the still picture. Like, it doesn't look like a person in a suit. It looks like a toy.
Yeah.
That is shot at a right angle that makes it look huge.
Yes, and now you're saying it got approved by the FFA.
FAA, the Federal Aviation.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping it's kind of run like a smartphone, maybe, in that all you got to do is it's a touch screen, and you just type in your GPS coordinates, and you just sit back and don't do anything. Because for this to work, not everyone's going to be able to go out and learn how to fly a helicopter. They got to make it very, very user friendly. Is what I'm saying.
True.
Like a Uber. Like maybe it starts with Uber. Maybe there'll be Uber flying pickup spots. Certain hotels or gigantic skyscrapers that you'll go to. This is your Uber pickup spot.
So,
what is that? A tank?
All right, so I might have shown you the wrong picture for this story. The picture you just saw, the little drone looking thing. All right, that I think was a misleading image. This that I'm showing you right now is what actually got the FAA approval. It is a vehicle that will actually both drive on the road and fly.
Wow. Now this is exciting.
Okay, this is much more
that
impressive
looks
than what I showed you before. Yeah. My apologies for that. That was
now we got to figure out how it works.
I just want to know how much it costs. Is the first thing that pops into my mind.
So what it says up here, $300,000. There, go ahead and answer your question.
Wow, I expected like 2.5 million.
I was going to say in the millions. Yeah.
It says it's the dubbed the Model A. It's the first flying vehicle that's drivable on public roads and able to park like a normal car, but it also has a vertical takeoff and landing capabilities. It can carry 1 or 2 occupants and will have a road range of 200 miles and a flying range of 110 miles.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Is there video of it in action?
Let's see here.
If you can find video of that in action, I would love to see it.
No, that's not it.
Because to me, it kind of just looks like a futuristic car. I don't see wings or propellers on it anywhere.
I'm trying to figure out how you see out of it. Is the top glass? And is that just like...
It looks like something from the movie Dune.
Oh, yeah, it does, actually.
But yeah, so that's what this show is going to be about, everybody. And just random things. We're going to have just like talking points and go off on it and that kind of stuff.
I like when you go to the website for the company that's making it, there's just a button in the corner that says pre-order flying car.
Rise above. A leaf? What's it called? Oh my gosh, 300. Dude, we got to get one.
How cool you must be to be able to click the pre-order flying car button?
You get a career there?
That is a ballsy move right there.
Right?
It's like, you know
Coble,
what?
click on the careers and see if they're hiring.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Want to see
Let's get me in there.
Yeah.
Mechanical engineering intern, software engineering.
Can you be any of this?
Software engineering intern. That's the one.
I
got you.
Alan, while you're looking for a video, I want to mention a couple things. Speaking of AI, all right, and Coble, we talked about this briefly. Who invented the internet?
Al Gore?
Al Gore. Now, I don't think he really did, but this is Al Gore lore.
Right.
It's been
Al Gore lore.
Al Gore lore
Yes.
is that somehow Al Gore invented the internet. Now, let's just go with that premise that's a truth. Mm-hmm. Now, what runs the internet?
Algorithms.
Algorithms. Algorithms. Any coincidence?
I think so.
I want to get into that. So I think what we need to do on this episode, not this episode, but maybe a future episode, if we can find someone to create a robotic sounding voice that also sounds like Al Gore from Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if we need to move on or something, it'd be like, I think it's time for you to move on, John, or whatever that would sound like. I can't do it.
It'll be like our in-house Jarvis.
Right.
Just yell at us.
Our algorithm telling us that the algorithms are not happy with us.
Let's move on, please.
Have you guys seen the new movie? I think it's on Amazon Prime about BlackBerry, called BlackBerry.
Yes.
I saw trailers for it. But I haven't seen it yet.
It's pretty crazy. Like the first smartphone, pretty much before was BlackBerry before iPhones.
Yes,
it was.
And it was like, so you had Coble.
Yes.
This is the 51-year-old telling you things about the past.
Tell me.
Artificial intelligence and science and tech. You had your flip phone for a while. Mm-hmm. And then you would have to have a Palm Pilot. Remember a Palm Pilot? It was like an organizer.
Yeah.
That you keep your emails, your contacts, and your calendar in there, but you couldn't use it as a phone. So you had a phone and a Palm Pilot.
So you had like a reference. You'd whip it out, be like, I'm going to dial this number, and on your other phone go boop, 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 boop.
Right.
Okay.
And then you had pagers, beepers,
Yep.
which is another thing.
Doctors still use pagers.
Do they really?
I think they do.
Why don't they just have a phone?
They're very, because they're efficient, like to just like get a beep and then be like, I got to rush to the other room.
And or text would work in that situation.
Well, right, but
so I'm curious why.
I don't know why, other than maybe they're just used to having it and they don't
They think
wanna
it's
deal
still
with the
cool for
phone,
some reason?
Or
It's a cool thing.
it's always that power move of them like looking down at the beeper and being able to say, "Well, I've got to go. It's an emergency."
Whip it out as beep, beep, beep.
So it's
my
like-
patient's dying, and you.
So
rush
I don't
to the
know
room.
how I feel. Like, if I see a doctor with a beeper, do I think, oh my God, I got to get a better doctor? This guy is so living in the past.
No, you go. I got to get a picture with that guy.
I get a picture with that guy.
That's what you say.
And I got to take my garage door opener and just keep it on my hip at all times. So I also look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You either are worried because he's kind of behind the times tech, or you say, this guy must be really good.
Because he's so focused on medicine.
That's right.
He doesn't have time to worry about your technology
That's right.
Right.
in that world.
Maybe he
I
doesn't
don't-
even own an iPhone.
Yeah,
It's
I don't have time for an iPhone.
Yeah.
I've got
No,
to
he's
say
just
people-
got a
too busy saying
secretary who
life.
does everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like a secretary. Sarah, who's my 9 o'clock? You know,
Right.
he has a person.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a human being.
Yeah. He's actually got a person in the office named Siri that he actually says, "Hey Siri, when's my next appointment?" And
Right,
they say
yeah.
it for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So BlackBerry was the first one that was a phone, a contact, an organizer, text messaging, right?
yeah.
All at once.
It was to do it all at one time.
Yeah.
I think there were some other phone type models out there, but BlackBerry is the one that was going to make it popular for anybody to use.
Right.
Where you have a phone that also has email.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. They sold it on its email that you can do anywhere from a phone-like
Yeah.
device. Yeah.
Right. Now, and I remember that having its what would you say, a good 3 to 5 year run where BlackBerries were pretty popular, maybe even longer.
Maybe 5 to 6 years. Maybe
Because
a little
as
more.
the iPhone got better and better, BlackBerries slowly got phased out.
Well, there's actually a part in the movie where when Steve Jobs with Apple is up on stage introducing the iPhone, it shows all the people at BlackBerry kind of freaking out about it. Like the fact that it's really good.
Yeah.
And they're trying to dismiss it for so long, saying, "Oh, nobody's going to want this because there's no keys on it. There's no keyboard.
Right.
You know, people want a keyboard type of thing."
I remember
So-
that being a hassle for me, having to learn. I think I had a BlackBerry or something with buttons, but the first iPhone that I had, where I'm like, I cannot get used to. I need to feel the button on my thumb and know that it's being depressed and it's working and a click noise. I don't want all of that. And then about a month into having the phone, I'm like, I don't need any of that. It's like your brain learns how to work with that technology.
Well, the appeal of the iPhone was that it's like all in one. Like you had iTunes,
Yep.
and email and phone and text. You could stream stuff.
Yep.
It was like you didn't need anything else but the iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, I just saw that the other day.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
finish
good.
it.
Oh, okay. So you didn't get
I
to
just
that part.
started it,
Yeah,
and then
I
it was
just-
late at night, and I started getting sleepy. But
I might have spoiled it for you.
I didn't know they
Sorry
were
about that.
Canadians, that whole story. And it was called BlackBerry because he spilled. He was actually eating something on the way to a meeting, and it
Yeah.
got on his shirt, and he called it. That was it? That's
think so.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Name a better way to name a product. though.
Exactly.
I mean,
Well,
Coble, have you ever used a phone that had like physical keys on it?
that's a great question. As I was actually, now that I recall, I was growing up. I didn't get any sort of digital device until I was in almost middle school. So as I was growing up, we were left, like, my parents had old flip phones and stuff that we'd mess around with. We actually did get one working once, and we called a pizza place over and over again because it was the only number we knew. And we just prank called the pizza place like way too many times.
Wow.
With this old flip
so
phone.
the phone still worked on it.
Yes.
So you were able to like engineer it to where what number? I mean, wouldn't you have to have a phone number account for that to work? Or
I don't remember. Yes, but I don't remember the circumstances. The phone didn't work very long. I think they my parents
maybe it had
eventually
like
realized.
7 minutes left.
Oh yeah, minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing. Sorry.
Yeah, minutes was a thing.
So maybe, yeah.
Wow.
But I did have a flip phone for about a week, and I pressed buttons on it.
Yeah.
That's it though.
I do kind of miss the flip action on a phone. Now I know there are smartphones that
The fold
it folds and it's got one screen.
yeah.
I think I would be okay with that if Apple. I'm too locked into Apple, and so if Apple's not going to make it, I'm probably never going to get it.
Yeah.
Which is probably not a good way of doing things, but
that's okay. You
it's
and
just
I are
easier at this
same
point.
boat with that.
Oh, yeah.
All my devices are Apple.
Well, it's the ecosystem, right? Like you keep it for the ecosystem.
Right. Just because you don't want to, you want it to recycle.
Well, yeah.
You mean good for the planet?
No, like the Apple ecosystem.
Oh, okay.
You got
When
your
you
phone,
said ecos,
your
I didn't know if you
laptop.
meant like the actual Earth,
No.
or just my ecosystem and how I got you. Okay.
That's hilarious. What else are we going to talk about?
Yeah. All right. Well, what's next, fellas?
So, I wanted to throw this out there and just get some thoughts. So, we got so many social media apps out there we've had for years now.
It's true.
So a new one just propped up last week. I think, John, you already, jumped on it, at least got your name on it.
Yeah.
It is one that Instagram has released. So Instagram is owned by Facebook, which is Meta. So basically, Mark Zuckerberg has put out a new app. Mm-hmm. It's called Threads, and it is basically a Twitter clone. It is exactly like Twitter. Works the exact same way. You follow people follow you. You can make a post up to so many characters.
It's like 500 characters.
500 characters. You can do photos and video clips. And it's basically Twitter. So, John, have you tried this at all?
No, I'm unhappy about it.
Okay, tell me why.
Because, well, first of all the social media that I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube. Mm-hmm. Am I missing one? Twitch.
Barely.
Vine.
Whoa.
I don't think Vine's around.
Whoa.
I was. MySpace.
Yeah.
Okay. Before that, Friendster. Okay.
Friendster was one.
So all of these things do the same things. It's just about how many people are on it and what are you using it for. It's all about engaging with other people and talking about whatever you want to talk about. So I was happy with MySpace. Mm-hmm. So when MySpace was big and Dane Cook was all about like getting his career going with MySpace, I'm like, well, this seems like a great way for me to find a new audience and do this stuff. So I did that. Then everyone's like, no, MySpace is dumb. We got to go to Facebook because this other guy said it's better. It does the same thing. Pictures, videos, tour dates. I mean, whatever. Basically, it's the same. Yeah. It just maybe looked more user-friendly or whatever. So then we go to Facebook. And then here comes this thing called Twitter. And this is how it went down in my brain. I don't know if I'm getting the order right. Then Twitter's like, okay, we're going to be like that, but we're going to offer less stuff. Okay? So when you could have everything, ours will be less. All right, and you could only type so many words, and in the beginning there were no pictures. Yeah, and then that took off for some reason. I'm like, well, who wants less? Okay, whatever. People are doing it. I better go over there and get my name. You know who I am. I just want to go grab my name so that I can always have John Reep at John Reep, JONREEP, no matter where it's at. Right. Then here comes Instagram. It's like, oh, we're going to do what Twitter does, except you could put pictures up. I'm like, meanwhile, Facebook has had this the whole time. Mm-hmm. So it just pisses me off that I have to go to another place, learn it all over again, and to try and sell one ticket to a comedy show to the one person who decides that they're only going to go on Threads. So I don't like it. That's it. Now, you tell me why I should have Threads and what's going on, besides my clothes. I know that.
I'm not ready to tell you that you should have it yet. Yeah. But I will say, they got 100 million people signed up in 5 days.
Now, can I say this?
Yes.
I think what that is people who hate Elon Musk.
Yes, exactly.
Are doing it to spite Elon Musk. Not because it's a technology they need, but they're showing Elon Musk, we don't need your Twitter. We're going to go to, what's his face?
Thread. Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. And by the way, aren't these two supposed to fight?
Yeah.
In a cage match? Huh?
Hopefully. Boxing match, yeah.
Is it boxing?
Yeah.
Well, I know one of them actually does some sort of training.
They both do training. I don't remember what exactly each one does, but they both do fight training. Or did. Elon Musk used to. Mark still does. That's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's the age? Let's break this down. Who's going to win and why? What are the ages of each of them?
I'd say there's at least a 15, 20-year gap. Am I wrong?
Okay.
I know. Well, okay, so Mark has the age advantage.
Zuckerberg, he's younger.
Zuckerberg's younger, yes.
Yes.
Musk is 51, Zuckerberg's 39.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not so much that I think it's a factor. If you told me Zuckerberg was 23,
Right.
39, you still have lost some of your ability.
Right. But they're both rich enough that they're really good, really well shaped and good in shape. They're both in shape.
Now let's go with size.
Yeah, Musk takes the size. Mm-hmm. Zuckerberg is definitely smaller, thinner, more lean.
Yeah.
It says, Mr. Musk is said to be at least 70 pounds heavier than Mr. Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
That's substantial.
Yep.
Now, is it boxing or is this MMA fighting?
I think it's just boxing.
Okay.
Because they both are trained in specialty like fighting.
Yeah.
And they wanted to simplify it. That's my understanding.
Right. Well, that would be the better, safer way to do it.
Right. I think whoever wins should get the other's companies.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't have a particular beef with either one of these guys. I feel like Elon Musk is hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, I'm going to do my own thing and just buy. If I don't like something, I'll just buy it and make it mine, do what I want.
Oh, yeah.
Where's is it Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg, yeah.
Zuckerberg seems like a little persnickety, like I don't know, like I would trust Musk over Zuckerberg. I think Zuckerberg would lie to your face.
Well, did you see this? Did you see
But
this?
Elon Musk would be like, I'm not going to lie to you, but I am going to destroy you. Zuckerberg's like, I'm not going to destroy you, but then would destroy you.
Did you ever see The Social Network? The
I
movie
did.
about Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I base my opinion off of Zuckerberg. Is how just his behavior in the past.
Yeah, it's all about like looking at chicks, right?
Well, it started.
It was called like Rate Me or something, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
Rate.
Right.
Rate.
Okay. Yeah, enunciate there. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Rate Me. That's right. And it was all about the girls at what school was it?
Yale or Harvard, or one of the Ivy League schools.
Right, I think it was Harvard.
They just show pictures of the girls,
right?
And then you would say,
and he was drunk
no.
one night. He just did it.
Yeah.
And then he made Facebook, which is just crazy. It's so weird. But yeah, I think I would trust Musk. I guess generally speaking, more over Zuckerberg.
Well, it is funny because I think you're right, John. I think a majority of people that joined this new Threads app did it to spite Twitter and Elon Musk.
Right.
Because honestly, it's not as good as Twitter. I mean, I've been on it for a week. I've been trying it out, testing it for things. Mm-hmm. It's not good.
Yeah.
There are some real problems with it. But I think so many people are just wanting to get away from Twitter so bad that they're willing to go to a not as good experience just to do it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if Threads lasts or what happens to it. I'm assuming it will because Zuckerberg does know what he's doing in the terms of social networking. But isn't there a lawsuit? Didn't he do something shady?
Well, no. Okay, so here's the background on that.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk supposedly is filing a lawsuit, at least that's the rumor, against Mark Zuckerberg and against Meta, his company, because he's claiming that Threads, this new app, took employees that used to work at Twitter and took some of their knowledge to build basically a Twitter clone, which is what they're saying. Now, the only problem with that is Elon Musk fired a bunch of these people like last year.
Yeah.
So it's like if you fire somebody and they go to another company and use their knowledge to help another company, I mean, it kind of sucks.
So he really doesn't have a case.
Yeah.
He's kind of just pissed that's what.
He's pissed.
That's how it played out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my thinking.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I think there's a good argument saying that, like, it might have flaws, but I think Meta saw, I mean, what, it was October when Elon bought Twitter? And then since then, he's just kind of been like, kind of flying by the seat of his pants about it. And so I think Meta was like, we got to swoop in with an alternative here because people are itching to leave.
Yeah.
And so there might be some problems, but I think they were like, get it out fast.
Yeah.
Get some users, get some ground, and then we'll worry about fixing the stuff.
Right. I think you're right. I think he's capitalizing on the hate and disdain for how Elon Musk has changed Twitter. So
John, John, I know you're kind of resistant to a whole nother social media app, but you did you did sign up on Threads. I mean, at least you got your name.
I did.
You haven't made a post yet.
I don't think so. If I did, it was just one post.
Yeah.
But it was easy. The one thing about Threads is I just, it has, so you can log in as John Reap or log in with another email, but I was already verified on Instagram. So it was very simple. I just said yes to that, and it was like, bloop, it just populated. Like I didn't do much.
Well, I think that's why so many people signed up so easily, because if you're on Instagram, it's just a quick click to be on there.
Easy.
Or Facebook, right? You can be on both, either one.
I think so.
But now if you go to my Instagram account, you'll see that it is also put something on my Instagram account that tells me, next to my bio
that
and all
you're
that,
on Threads.
It says this is user at 4,820, of Threads. Which is now like stamped on my Instagram. Yeah. So if you were just to go look at my Instagram, you would also know, oh, he's also on Threads.
So what would you want an ideal social media thing, like app, to do for you? For like your role as a comedian and what you do what are you looking for? What do you ideally want?
I would like for it to be able to reach all the people who have made the decision to follow me. Okay. For example, on Facebook, on my fan page, I've got about 290,000 people who have decided to follow me in some way. Mm-hmm. It would be nice if every time I posted something that those people were able to see the thing that I posted. But that's not how it works anymore. I would really want a change in the algorithms, because I'm not reaching. I mean, I don't know what the percentage is. What would you say? I mean, you've seen my posts and how they do. If I really wish there was a more solid way. Or how about this? I wish there was human beings you could talk to and go, "Hey, man, I got this. I got this many people. I'm trying to get this many people. I'm willing to pay a little extra for a post. You can boost them, but that doesn't guarantee that everyone's going to see them." So I really want to know from a human being how to make my Facebook run more efficiently. And they've changed it so many times that even the experts who you might want to hire to help you do this stuff can't even tell you. So I really wish there was a human being that there needs to be a 1-800 number on Facebook or any of these, so you could pick up the phone and go, look, if you want to charge me for this conversation, that's fine. I'll pay for it. I just need the answers. Mm-hmm. And there's no one. I don't think there's a 1-800 number on Facebook.
No.
Yeah.
So does Facebook not have like when you go in, you can't, there's not a tab that's like people you're following. It's just like one feed.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then that's a problem. Mm. I'm barely on Facebook, so I don't know these things. Because I know that on...
Well, even on Instagram, I think, not everybody who follows you is going to see your post.
Right. And I like the way TikTok does it, because there's two tabs. There's For You, which is if you want to find new stuff, go through here.
Yeah.
And then there's a following. And all that's there is people you're following. Mm-hmm. I think some sponsorships might pop up, like ads that people pay for. But other than that, you're only seeing people that you've decided to follow.
Yeah.
I really like that. So that would be a good solution. So,
yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, to answer your question, Alan, I mean, what was my ideal? That would be one solution. Being able to talk to someone on a regular basis that can actually answer the question. I'm not just trying to sell you on buying ads. I guess when you get to a certain level on a fan page, Meta will send you. They'll send you emails saying, "Oh, you've qualified for a one-on-one consultation with someone at Meta." Mm. And Alan and I have talked to these people before, and it has nothing to do with the issues that I have. It's more about like, oh, to boost this post, we think you should spend this much money and target these. They're just trying to sell ads,
right?
But and they can't answer other questions because they don't know. Mm-hmm. No one knows. The machine, the algorithm, AI knows.
Al Gore.
It won't. It's Al Gore knows.
He knows all. He doesn't want to share this information with anyone.
Right. So I wish there were a way that I could go onto my Facebook. For instance, I got a gig coming up in Gastonia Thursday. Might as well promote that gig. At the Caramount Health Park. It's the baseball stadium in Gastonia. I'm doing a show Thursday night, the 13th. I would love to be able to go on Facebook without having to write an ad, make an ad. I've got 290,000 people. If all 290,000 of those people knew that I was going to be in Gastonia, I feel like I would sell more tickets.
Right.
But it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And I think at one time it did. At one time, you would get notified when I would go live. And then now they've changed that. So now the people who were even following us on the other podcast that we did, they're not getting those notifications.
I think when...
And I don't know why.
Yeah. I think when shorts became a big thing, they, like all these social network giants, realized, like, we have to promote as much new stuff as possible, as quickly as possible, so that people stay on the social network as long as we can get them.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah, if you're scrolling through your feed and you're all you're seeing is people you followed, that's great. You know, you follow those people for a reason. You want to see their stuff, but you're not on as long. If you're scrolling through and all of a sudden there's a short, or all of a sudden there's someone new, something is posted, you're going to stay longer.
Well, that's I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the beauty of TikTok. Their algorithm is different. I think their algorithm is learning what you like quicker than what Facebook's algorithm is, or Instagram, where in real time, as you're watching a video on TikTok of two cats fighting, right when you're scrolling, the next thing you're going to see has something to do with that.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, but you did watch this one twerk video a long time ago.
Right.
We'll throw that one in there.
Right.
See if that works again.
See if you still like it.
Yeah. So I think TikTok has got that down pat. Yeah. But what bugs me about TikTok is I can't. There's no call to action. See, I would like to be able, for people who follow me on any platform, to be able to go, oh, that is John Rape. Oh, and if I click here, it'll take me to this ticket link. It's getting very, very murky. The waters are getting. It's hard to really.
Yeah, where to go, where to.
Yeah. It's too much. So anytime there's a new platform that comes up, I just shake my head and go,
it's another new spot.
I gotta learn this crap again.
Right.
And it'll change.
I agree that I'm very impressed with TikTok's algorithm, and I'm impressed that it's all about user experience, because you can boost it too. Like when you're watching a video, you can hold down on it, you can say, I like this.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, oh, so you like it like even more than we thought you did. Or things like that. Or, you can actually hold down and also say, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And things like that. And it's like, okay,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. It'll be like, why? Or sometimes you're just scrolling through and it'll be like, just a random pop-up will be like, did you like that video? And you can say no or whatever. Like that. It's all about trying to get you what you like.
What is your favorite social platform? Is it TikTok?
I don't know. I said I'm not on Facebook a lot, but what I meant is I don't really post on it a lot. I find myself scrolling through Facebook a lot.
Through Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
People your age, where are they at mostly?
TikTok and Instagram, I think, are the two highest for people my age. Twitter, no one's on Twitter. No one's on Facebook. I have like 3 friends who are on Facebook. Yeah, maybe. I'd say TikTok and Instagram, because they're the biggest time wasters.
Why are you on Facebook when none of your other friends are?
I don't know. I think
because you're just more into the whole technology aspect.
He likes hanging with older people.
Yeah, it's the older people.
Well, he's here now.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of family too on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I like seeing myself too, and a lot of my family posts me a lot. That's all I scroll through. That's me.
What bugs me is that my current friends, the ones I went to high school with, my age, they're God, I don't know how to phrase this. So someone in California, let's just say Los Angeles, who's 51, is probably living their life more like a 31-year-old person, as opposed to someone who's 51, who's never left Hickory, who has a blue-collar job, is living more like a 65-year-old in a weird way. Like they're not. I'm talking in terms of technology,
right? Okay,
social media, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I'm not saying this is good or bad either way. I'm just saying everyone my age who's in Los Angeles definitely is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're there.
They're active.
They're active. They're in it. They know about it. They're interested in it. Mm-hmm. Guys my age, my own friends, I'll post something on Facebook and think that they saw it. And then like a week will go by. I'm like, how come you didn't come to the cornhole tournament?
They don't know what's going on.
I didn't even know you had it. I was like, I've been talking about for a week on my Facebook page. I don't do Facebook.
You think a meteor?
I'm like, well, you want me to actually go out of my way and send you a separate text?
Do you think a meteor could land in Charlotte without them knowing?
Well, I would go maybe if it were in pick a neighboring state, because I think if Charlotte you'd actually see that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you get the point of the exercise, right. Yeah.
So how do you get a hold of those friends?
Well, they're in a group text chain.
Okay,
they've
so you
been
got
doing
that
forever.
But the people that are like them, they're in the rest of the area around us,
right?
That don't do Facebook, whatever. I mean, how do we even get word out to them about anything?
I really think you got to go even older school.
Okay,
where it's putting up like a yard sale sign.
Wow. So you think like yard signs,
billboards, yard signs.
Yeah.
Door to door.
I was thinking like messenger
word
pigeons.
of mouth. Messenger pigeons.
John's going to start canvassing the neighborhood, going door to door to promote his show.
I don't know how to reach these people, because I do feel like if they had the information, then they might enjoy whatever it is I'm doing.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's just they don't know. But how do you make them know if they don't like social media? How do you do that? I think that's a good question. I think it is.
I don't know.
I mean, no one gets Hickory Data Records going out of business.
Nobody gets the paper.
Huh?
Yeah, nobody really gets the paper.
Nobody gets the paper.
Nobody listens to standard radio stations.
Right.
Nobody watches TV at the same time. Like it used to be, we all watched the news at 6 o'clock and everybody saw the same news. Now that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you reach these people.
Well, okay, let's do it this way.
Yeah.
In our age group, me and Alan, what is the most successful event that happens in Hickory where everyone knows about it and everyone shows up all the time? Is it like a beer fest?
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Oktoberfest around here.
Now, do people just, because it's been happening for years, they just know that that's going to happen?
Somehow, I always find out about it like the day it's happening. Like I always never know it's happening until it's actually that day. You know how I honestly find out Oktoberfest is going on? Is I leave my office building and I see they're setting up stuff in downtown Hickory for Oktoberfest. I'm like, oh,
so maybe you
that
just
must
have
be happening
to
this weekend.
Create a spectacle in the downtown square area.
Okay.
And to me, that's kind of what I mean by yard sign. You kind of go out and do something. You got to go hammer a nail on a telephone pole and let people know, hey, this is going to be here. Like the rodeo, I've never seen. I don't know if the rodeo has a Facebook page. I don't know if they, but I see their signs everywhere riding around town.
You're right. That's true.
So I think maybe when it's time for me to run for mayor once again.
Yeah.
By the way, I did see Hank Guess out at the movie night.
The movie night.
Yeah. I made a point to tell him I bought a house.
Yeah, in Hickory city limits. That's right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But no, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for that.
So what you do then, John, is before you have a show in a town, a city, you hire some cheap labor the week or two before the show.
Yeah.
To go put posters and hang them up on all the telephone poles.
Yep.
Put yard signs in people's yards.
Yes.
All over the place.
Right.
And just spend a week putting stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
And then see what that does for you.
Kind of like, remember the old school preachers that would go around from town to town and throw up the big tent, and people would show up because it's a tent. They're like, what's going on in the dang tent?
Why is there a tent popping up? Let's go see.
What's in the tent?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I got to do is start big tent comedy. Like I don't do comedy clubs. I don't do theaters.
It's just pop-up comedy.
I got to go out and buy a gigantic tent. That's going to be most of the cost here.
Yeah.
Overhead.
No, I like where your head is right now.
Yeah. Find a big open space. Well, John Heffron would love this, by the way. We got to find an old company that did state fairs or circus,
Circus.
and see if there's any old tents we can rent. Rent a tent.
Just go to a town unannounced.
Right.
Just
Show
in the
up.
middle of the downtown square. Pop up your tent.
Get the big lights, like Batman lights.
Okay, all right, up in the sky, and then you got
But
your
it's Joker because it's comedy.
you got your built-in speaker set.
Yeah.
and you just pop on the mic and just start doing stand-up.
Yeah. I think that's the solution.
I mean,
Okay, so that's one way of doing it.
that's one way. Yeah,
Or you, let's say I got a gig. Let's just use Gastonia. No, let's do another one coming up. Let's do Missouri. So I'm gonna be in Springfield, Missouri, on the 28th and 29th of July.
okay.
So starting next week, what I should do is get on the phone and call Springfield, Missouri City, and plan a parade. Like I want to have my own parade. I want to have a John Reap parade. There's going to be a mascot walking around. We're going to be throwing out candy. And the parade is only about letting people know that I'm going to be here in 2 weeks or a week from now.
Yeah.
And then those people go out and put flyers up and posters and yard signs.
And then it'll be advertised because you'll get arrested too.
I'm sure I would somehow. I mean, how you've worked in this field a little bit in government in some capacity. How hard is it to plan a parade?
I don't think it's terribly hard.
That's
mean-
a little scary, actually, as if it's not hard to plan.
don't
a
think
parade.
it's that
I mean,
hard.
New Orleans, there's one every 5 minutes.
Right. They do.
Right.
They do. Yeah, I went to New Orleans a couple months ago for a trip, and as soon as I got out of the car in downtown, there was a parade right in front of me. Seriously, it just happened.
If you happen to walk more than 3 minutes by yourself and your knees are going up a certain height, people will fall in line behind you, and before you know it, oh yeah, you were walking that way. You were marching, and now we have to have a parade. You can't march, right?
That's good.
So, but it's not too terribly hard to.
I don't think so. Now, I'm sure it depends on the size of the city. A big city, you go to Chicago, I'm sure they're not going to let
It
you
would cost some money. You'd have
close
to
down
pay.
streets, to have a parade going on. But I
Yeah.
mean, if it was a town the size of Hickory, I bet you could call somebody and be like, hey, look, I want to do a parade. It's going to last this long. It's going to go up and down these streets.
I'm trying to
Help me
figure
out
out how to
here.
get free publicity,
Yeah.
or publicity from the city itself. Now, if you pay the city to have a parade, it behooves them to tell the citizens of the city, oh, there's a parade. So maybe they put a mass email out. Or maybe they have a deal with the local newspaper where it's like, oh, Hickory's doing this event. I don't. Is that one way of? Is that something that happens?
Or you do 2 rounds of yard signs and posters on telephone poles to promote the parade. Then the parade comes around and you're using it to promote the stand-up show.
Right.
This is a lot of work for one stand-up show, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, I get where you're going with it. Yeah.
I'm bored. Time for a new subject.
You heard about this Carowinds roller coaster?
Yes, I have.
Alan, do you want to provide the background for this?
I can give some background. Carowinds is an amusement park located in Charlotte or outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, around the border of North and South Carolina. And they have a ride called the Fury 3.
I thought it was Thunder Road.
No,
it's
this is on Fury.
Oh,
325.
Fury 325. It's a huge roller coaster.
One of the biggest.
Tallest ones, and definitely the tallest ones around here.
Yeah.
But I think one of the tallest in the Southeast, too.
okay.
Yeah.
And somebody is on the ground watching this ride go, and they notice one of the giant big pillars has a crack in it.
That's horrible.
And as the actual roller coaster people are going through it and hitting that pillar, the pillar is actually shifting a little bit where that crack is. So luckily, nobody got hurt. They shut it down as soon as that person put up the video and made it go viral, and everybody saw this. But
Which is funny that the person, like someone enjoying the park, had to point it out.
Yeah.
Like no one.
It's not like it's a tiny little crack. It's basically through the whole pole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that had to be there a minute.
I mean, it was scary to watch the video of it because you see them, all the little cars go by, and as soon as they hit that joint, the entire thing shifts a few inches because of that crack.
It moves, yeah.
Yeah, so they said it was within probably days of a bad thing happening. So,
well, all you got to do is get somebody from Gastonia, get up there with a ladder and a caulking gun.
They'll take care of it.
Take it right, fix it right up.
I could have sworn I saw an image, and this could have been like AI generated or just photoshopped or something of someone of just like duct tape on it. Like,
yeah, get the Flex Seal guy up there.
Get up there, Dave.
Well, what's that guy's name that does the Flex Seal commercials? I mean, I feel like him on a ladder with some of that Flex Seal duct tape would do the trick. But yeah, that is scary. I don't know why I thought it was Thunder Road. You know Thunder Road?
Nonstop.
Does that one still exist?
Yeah. Thunder Road's still there, I believe.
Now, Thunder Road, if I remember this correctly, was a big roller coaster. It didn't have any loops in it, but it would go way high and way down really fast, and it was on the border of North and South Carolina. So it's one roller coaster you could say you can be in two states at the same time.
Correct.
And my brain has like the super sharp turns.
Yeah,
like
it's got super sharp.
You feel like you're going to be thrown off.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
And it's old, so it's been around forever, so it's kind of clunky.
Yeah,
it's not smooth.
Yeah,
you feel like you could break your neck on that thing. But I'm wondering. In my brain, I thought it was that one because it's so old, it would make sense to me that would happen. But the one you're saying it happened on is, what's the roller coaster's name?
Fury 325.
Now, what's that? What's that one about? Have you been on this ride?
No, but you walk under it when you go into the park, the main entrance. It's the whole thing was that it goes. It's one of the tallest. Like it's in the top 10 of like the country. It goes. Its whole thing is it goes super super far up. And then almost 90-degrry angles down.
Oh wow!
It's intense.
Have you been? You never been on that one?
I've never been on. I'm not a heights guy. No.
Heights bother you?
They do. Yeah.
What bothers me is going around and around. Like up and down, I'm fine with. Upside down, I'm fine with. It's going. What do you call it? Just in a circle.
Just in a circle.
Just like even a tilt-a-whirl.
So like the dizziness.
Yes, that part.
Okay.
I don't mind the heights so much.
See, if I go in a loop, I get a bad headache. I can't do that either for some reason.
Yeah. So it was that. I wonder how old that roller coaster was.
Not old, Alan. Like 2000s.
Yeah.
Like
the Fury? Or,
yeah. It came out after I was born.
Then it's super new. It's super young then.
Yeah.
It's only been the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
10
too
years.
young for it to have that big
Absolutely.
of a problem.
I agree. It's a great coaster. I love roller coasters.
You know who they should call the people who put in the arches here in Hickory?
That's right. That's right.
Call them.
They know what they're doing.
They're very good at this.
Yes.
So people listening to this podcast may not be up on the Hickory lore, but just we did have a giant set of arches that were built, wooden arches, near our downtown that we were all very proud of.
Yeah,
that lasted a month?
About a month. And then gale force winds came in.
Well, I mean. It was wind. I don't know if it was gale force.
Well, I know it wasn't hurricane force.
No.
I'm trying to just go a step down from hurricane.
Yeah, winds that were not as strong as it needed to be to blow this thing down. Somehow, still these things just collapsed.
Yeah,
luckily,
which
no
is
one
really
was hurt,
sad because they look great.
They did look good.
It grew on me. I didn't like them at first, and then I got up close and looked at it, and I go, "Oh no, it looks better the closer you get."
But it looked like it might have been the same technology on these pillars on this roller coaster.
Yeah, same company.
As what was happening on our arches, for sure. John, I know we want to incorporate AI into the show because AI is kind of, talking about its use in comedy. I think we should try to see if AI can write a joke about the roller coaster.
Oh, I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
So do you want me to type something in Chat GPT?
Why don't you type in, here's a prompt. Why don't you type in a prompt?
Okay, so just type in this. Yeah. Write a joke about someone discovering a crack in a support pillar of a roller coaster while people are riding in it.
Okay, cool. Let's see what AI has to say about that.
Oh, this is fast.
Okay, yep, here you go.
I am impressed by the speed.
It's very fast. Yeah.
Faster, dare I say, than our algorithm machine that we use for a different show. But here we go. This is what Chat GPT wrote. Why did the thrill seeker become a detective? because while riding a roller coaster, they discovered a crack in the support pillar and thought, I guess I'm not on a thrilling ride to become the world's first roller coaster inspector detective. Wow. My job is safe and secure. That is not funny. I don't even get why it would be funny.
Yeah,
considered funny.
I'm gonna tell.
Is there something I'm missing about that? Let's try another one.
Tried another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one they wrote. Why did the person who discovered a crack in the support pillar of a roller coaster become a superhero? Because they realized that they had the power to stop people from going on a wild ride, one crack at a time.
Yeah.
I don't think it understands the idea, the concept of a punchline. See, a punchline, the reason why they call it a punchline is because you don't see it coming. They should call it sucker punchline, because a good punchline is one that you don't see coming.
Right.
I'm giving you all the facts about a thing, the setup, bang, bang, boom, and then the punchline. If you can make it in 3 words, 4 words, 5 words, if you can get the punchline to be small and it come out of nowhere, bam, that's a punchline. I don't think this understands the meaning of a punchline.
It understands language.
Yeah.
That's its forte.
Yeah. You want me to try another one?
Yeah. If you
Okay.
want to try it, I want to give it a better shot. I
Right.
think there's something better here.
Here's another one. Why did the roller coaster with a broken part go on strike? It just couldn't handle all the ups and downs anymore. It wanted some smooth and stable employment.
Now, the first half of that made sense. It just couldn't handle the ups and downs anymore.
Yeah.
Now, that's
a child's joke.
you could giggle at that.
Yeah. At least it made a little bit of sense.
Right. I agree, though. I'm not worried about this.
Not in terms of stand-up yet.
No,
but,
not stand-up comedy, for sure.
But it'll get better. What it needs to do is discover what makes people laugh.
Yeah, that's got to be the hardest thing for AI to figure out.
Yeah.
Is how to make people laugh.
Yeah.
They always say, like in movies, like comedies are the hardest ones to pull off because trying to get people to laugh is like really hard.
And what makes people laugh does change over time.
Yeah.
It does.
And it's usually like every, I don't know.
All right, give it one more
7 to
shot.
10 years. All right.
One more shot, John.
Why did the broken roller let me do it again. Why did the broken roller coaster start a band? Because it wanted to make some off-the-rails music and show everyone it could still rock even with a few missing notes. Missing notes.
I don't know if it's getting better. I don't know.
The note part doesn't make sense, but I do. Off the rails was interesting. That was pretty good.
I think we're missing.
It could have just ended with
part.
because it wanted to make some music that was off the rails.
Yeah.
And that would have been the end of it. That would have been a better joke.
So it's AI has got the same problem like a Saturday Night Live skit does. It doesn't know when to end.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it misses the perfect ending spot.
It needs to learn this. Brevity is the soul of wit.
Yeah.
Yes. The briefer you can get to a laugh, the more witty and smart it seems.
Yeah. Well, we tried.
I'm trying to think of what else we could type in there that would help it. What else could we prompt it with to make the joke better?
Just type "this isn't funny." Type "that sucked."
Oh, yeah, like I didn't like that.
That was not funny.
Well, what if you wrote like, that was not funny? Okay.
How does it react? It's just like, "Oh, sorry."
I wonder if it'll try
Oh,
to.
we heard its
I
feelings.
think we've confused
I
it.
apologize if the joke didn't meet your expectations.
Oh my god.
Humor can be subjective, and it's challenging to consistently create jokes that appeal to everyone. No shit! Welcome to the real world. If you have any specific preferences or ideas, feel free to let me know. I'll do my best to come up with a joke that suits your taste.
It sounds upset. It's like,
Yeah.
sorry if I didn't meet your expectations. Humor's subjective. You didn't find it funny. Sorry. Other people find me funny. That's what it sounds like it's trying to say.
I'm trying to think how we can prompt it, like a better way to give it write a joke about a broken roller coaster.
All right. So how about write a joke in the voice of comedian John Reed.
Oh, here we go.
About roller coasters. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's just see what that does. Okay. Oh, God. This is where it gets insulting. Oh, first word is y'all. Okay. Oh, my God. Look how long it is.
This is a set.
I said the brevity is the soul of wit, and it does not give me that. It gives me 8 paragraphs. All right, now we have to read it. By the way, is this how we should end this show?
Yeah, I think we should. I think AI should end the show for us.
All right, everybody. Maybe this will be the way we do this show. It's the first episode, so we're still figuring this stuff out with you. Thanks for giving us a chance. And if you have any ideas, feel free to hit me up. Where should they hit me up at?
I think to go to your website, johnreap.com.
Yeah. Go to johnreap.com. Send me an email through the contact page.
Yeah. Or find them on Threads.
Or find me on Threads.
He'll be very active.
Just mention that you heard me on this show and give me some ideas that have to do with AI and all that science, techs, movies. Yeah. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like.
Just like the AI said.
Just like the AI.
Let John know how he's doing.
So, but I think maybe what we will do is either start every episode with something written by ChatGPT or AI, or end every show. Mm-hmm. So this show, we started it, and we're going to end it with AI. And thanks for listening. Might as well subscribe and share.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Here's how we're going to end it. This is a joke, a book written by ChatGPT, and all you said was write a joke in the voice of comedian John Reap about roller coasters. Here we go. I'm gonna try and sell it.
Okay.
As a good actor, you want to give your writers the benefit of the doubt. You want to sell it. I'm not gonna half-ass it. Here we go. Y'all ever been on Hang on, let me do it again. Y'all ever been on those roller coasters? I don't trust them, man. They take you up high, twist you all around like a pretzel, and just when you think it's over, they drop you faster than my aunt chasing a Black Friday deal. Should I hit the clap button on that? No. I rode this one roller coaster, and it had so many loops, I felt like a confused shoelace. My face was stretched so tight, I thought I'd audition for a new superhero movie without even knowing it. But you know what's worse? When you're stuck in the front row and the wind is blowing so hard, you can't even open your eyes. People think I'm screaming in fear, but no, I'm just trying to keep my eyes from turning into human windshields. And don't even get me started on those crazy names they give roller coasters. They're like, welcome aboard the Vortex of Doom. I'm sorry, did you say doom? I came here for a thrill, not a preview of the afterlife. I got to admit, though, roller coasters do have a way of bringing people together. Nothing unites a group faster than a collective scream of terror. You don't know the person next to you, but you suddenly are holding hands like you're about to jump out of an airplane without a parachute. So next time you ride a roller coaster, just remember, it's all about the adrenaline rush. Embrace the fear. Hold on tight. And for the love of all things, gravity, make sure your stomach is on board for the wildest ride of your life. All right, everybody. I'm John Reap, and you've been listening to AI, Absolute Ignorance.
You demand John Reap.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.